Welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into the fascinating history and hidden value of the 1989 D. Kennedy half dollar. Make sure to watch till the end because you might have this coin in your collection. Right now, top 4 first up. The 1989 D. Kennedy half dollar is part of the long-running Kennedy half dollar series, first introduced in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination in 1963. The coin quickly became one of the most collected modern U.S. coins because of the deep emotional connection Americans felt toward Kennedy. By 1989, the half dollar was no longer widely used in daily circulation, but it continued to be minted mainly for collectors and for limited public use. The 1989 D mint mark indicates that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint in Colorado. During the late 1980s, half dollars were not commonly seen in pocket change, which makes many pieces from this era relatively well preserved today. The Denver Mint produced millions of these coins in 1989, ensuring they were available for collectors and Federal Reserve distribution. In terms of design, the obverse front of the coin features a left-facing portrait of President John F. Kennedy, designed by Chief Engraver Gilroy Roberts. The inscription Liberty curves along the top, with In God We Trust split below the portrait, and the date 1989 shown at the bottom. The reverse back displays the presidential seal, adapted by engraver Frank Gasparo. It features a heraldic eagle holding arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing strength and peace. The 1989 D. Kennedy half dollar is made of a copper-nickel clad composition. Unlike the 1964 version, which was 90% silver, coins from 1971 onward, including 1989, contain no silver. The coin consists of a pure copper core bonded between two outer layers of copper-nickel. It weighs 11.34 grams and has a diameter of 30.6 with a reeded edge. Historically, by 1989, the half dollar had largely become a collector's item rather than a circulating coin. Banks rarely ordered large quantities, and most Americans did not use half dollars in everyday transactions. As a result, many 1989 D coins remain in uncirculated condition today, especially those saved directly from mint rolls. Regarding mintage, the Denver Mint struck approximately 23 million 1989 D. Kennedy half dollars. While this is not considered a low mintage compared to earlier key dates, it is lower than some earlier decades when mintages exceeded 100 million. Still, 23 million coins mean the 1989 D is not rare in circulated condition. In terms of value, a circulated 1989 D. Kennedy half dollar is generally worth its face value of 50 cents. Because it contains no silver, it does not carry bullion value like earlier issues. However, in uncirculated, mint state condition, the coin can be worth between $1 and $5, depending on its quality and grading. Coins graded MS65 or higher by professional grading services can sell for $10 to $30 or more, especially if they show strong luster and minimal marks. Collectors also look for high-grade examples with sharp details and minimal bag marks. Since many 1989 D half dollars were stored in rolls, pristine examples are not extremely rare but are still collectible. Full brilliant luster and strong strike quality increase desirability. Any unusual mint errors, such as off-center strikes or double dies, can significantly increase value. Although the 1989 D is not considered a rare treasure, worth thousands, it remains an important part of the Kennedy half dollar series. It represents the late 20th century continuation of a coin originally created during a period of national mourning. For collectors building a complete daytime mint set, the 1989 D is an essential piece. In conclusion, the 1989 D. Kennedy half dollar holds historical and sentimental value more than high monetary value. It reflects America's enduring respect for President John F. Kennedy and the legacy preserved through U.S. coinage. While most examples are modest in price, high-grade or error coins can carry a premium, making it a worthwhile coin for collectors to examine carefully. Next up, the 1990 Kennedy half dollar is an important modern American coin that represents both history and tradition in United States coinage. This coin was struck in 1990 at the United States Mint facility in Philadelphia, which is indicated by the small P mint mark located on the obverse front side of the coin, just below President Kennedy's portrait. The Kennedy half dollar series itself began in 1964, shortly after the tragic assassination of John F. Kennedy. The coin was created as a tribute to honor his legacy, and it quickly became one of the most recognized and collected coins in American history. The design of the 1990 Kennedy half dollar carries the same classic artwork introduced decades earlier. The obverse features a left-facing portrait of President Kennedy, designed by Chief Engraver Gilroy Roberts. His initials, GR, can be found near the truncation of Kennedy's neck. The reverse side displays the presidential seal, adapted by engraver Frank Gasparo. The reverse shows a heraldic eagle holding an olive branch and arrows, symbolizing peace and strength, with 50 stars surrounding it to represent the 50 states of America. By 1990, the Kennedy half-dollar was no longer made of silver for regular circulation. From 1971 onward, these coins were composed of a copper-nickel clad outer layer bonded to pure copper core. The 1990p coin has a diameter of 30.6 millimeters and weighs 11.34 grams. Although earlier Kennedy halves from 1964 were 90% silver, and from 1965-1970 contained 40% silver, the 1990 version contains no silver in its standard circulation strikes. However, special 1990s proof versions were made in silver for collectors, but the Philadelphia 1990p is strictly a clad coin. In terms of mintage, the 1990p Kennedy half-dollar had a production of over 22 million coins. Despite this high mintage, by the late 1980s and early 1990s, half-dollars were not commonly used in everyday transactions. Many were stored in bank vaults or sold directly to collectors in mint sets. Because of this limited circulation, many 1990p coins can still be found in relatively good condition today. When it comes to value, the 1990p Kennedy half-dollar in circulated condition is generally worth its face value of 50 cents. Since it contains no silver, its melt value is minimal. However, in uncirculated mint state condition, especially MS65 or higher grades, the coin can be worth between $2 to $10 depending on its quality and market demand. Coins graded MS66 or MS67 by professional grading services can sometimes sell for $20 to $50 or more, particularly if they are in exceptional condition with strong luster and minimal marks. Collectors often search for error coins from 1990p. Some known errors may include off-center strikes, double die varieties, clipped planchets, or coins struck on the wrong metal. While most 1990p coins are common, a rare and dramatic mint error could significantly increase the value, sometimes reaching hundreds of dollars depending on rarity and condition. Historically, the Kennedy half-dollar series reflects the changing patterns of American coin usage. In the 1960s, half-dollars were widely circulated, but by the 1990s they had become more of a collector's item than everyday currency. The 1990p coin represents this transition period, modern, common, yet historically tied to one of America's most beloved presidents. In conclusion, the 1990p Kennedy half-dollar may not be a rare or highly valuable coin in standard condition, but it holds strong historical and sentimental value. It continues the legacy that began in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy. For collectors, high-grade uncirculated examples or mint-era varieties are the key to higher value. If you own one, it is a nice addition to a modern US coin collection, even if it does not carry a large price tag in today's market. Next up, the 1991p Kennedy half-dollar is part of the long-running Kennedy half-dollar series, one of the most recognized modern American coins. This series was first introduced in 1964 to honor the late President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination in 1963. The coin quickly became a symbol of national remembrance and pride. By 1991, the Kennedy half-dollar had already been in circulation for 27 years, yet it remained a favorite among collectors, even though it was rarely seen in everyday transactions. The 1991 P Mint mark means the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The P Mint mark is located on the obverse front side of the coin, just below Kennedy's portrait and above the date. Earlier Philadelphia coins did not always carry a mint mark, but by 1991, the P was standard on most denominations. In 1991, the Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 30,238,000 Kennedy half-dollars, making it a relatively common issue in circulated grades. The obverse of the 1991 P Kennedy half-dollar features a left-facing portrait of President John F. Kennedy, designed by sculptor Gilbert Roberts. The word Liberty appears around the top edge. In God We Trust is split on either side of the neck, and the date 1991 is at the bottom. The design reflects strength and dignity, capturing Kennedy's youthful leadership and legacy. The reverse side was designed by Frank Gasparo and shows the presidential seal, a heraldic eagle with a shield on its chest, holding an olive branch in one talon and arrows in the other. Above the eagle is a cluster of stars and rays. The inscriptions include United States of America and half-dollar. The reverse design has remained largely unchanged since 1964, giving the series a strong and consistent identity. In terms of metal composition, the 1991 P Kennedy half-dollar is made of clad coinage, a sandwich of copper and nickel. Specifically, it contains outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. Unlike the 1964 version, which was 90% silver, the 1991 issue contains no silver in its regular circulation strikes. However, special proof versions struck in San Francisco may contain silver, depending on the set. When it comes to value, most 1991 P. Kennedy half dollars in circulated condition are worth only their face value of 50 cents because they are common and contain no precious metal. In uncirculated mint state condition, they typically sell for $1 to $5, depending on quality and luster. Coins graded MS65 or higher by professional grading services may bring slightly higher premiums, especially if they have exceptional eye appeal. Error coins from 1991 P can be more valuable. Off-center strikes, double die errors, or coins struck on the wrong planchette can sell for significantly more, sometimes $50, $100, or even several $100s depending on rarity and condition. Collectors always recommend checking your coin carefully for unusual features, such as doubling in the lettering or misalignment. Although the 1991 P. Kennedy half dollar is not considered rare, it holds historical significance as part of a series that honors one of America's most beloved presidents. Over time, interest in Kennedy memorabilia and coin collecting continues to support steady demand for high-grade examples. For collectors building a complete date and mint set of Kennedy half dollars, the 1991 P remains an essential piece. Today, the 1991 P. Kennedy half dollar represents both modern American coinage and a lasting tribute to President John F. Kennedy. While it may not make you rich overnight, a well-preserved specimen in brilliant uncirculated condition can still be a proud addition to any collection. If you own one, examine its condition carefully, because in coin collecting, condition is everything. Next up, the Kennedy half dollar is one of the most iconic coins in United States numismatics, first introduced in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy after his assassination in 1963. The 2017 edition, minted at the Philadelphia Mint, hence the P mint mark, continues the legacy of this classic coin series. The design of the obverse remains consistent with the original, a portrait of President Kennedy created by Gilroy Roberts, showing the young and charismatic leader in profile. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, features the presidential seal with the heraldic eagle clutching an olive branch and arrows, surrounded by 50 stars representing the states of the Union. This design has become instantly recognizable, symbolizing both the memory of Kennedy and the enduring stability of American currency. In 2017, the Kennedy half dollar was primarily minted for collectors rather than general circulation. Production numbers for Philadelphia Mint coins were relatively limited compared to earlier decades when these coins were common in circulation. The coin is composed of a clad composition, outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to pure copper core, which has been the standard for Kennedy half dollars since 1971. This makes the coin durable while retaining a silver-like appearance without containing actual silver. Its weight is 11.34 grams, diameter 30.61, and a thickness of 2.15, maintaining the same specifications as modern half dollars for over 4 decades. The 2017 P. Kennedy half dollar does not carry the rarity or silver content that can drive extraordinary collector premiums. Most examples are valued close to face value for circulated coins. However, uncirculated or proof versions minted for collectors carry higher premiums. Mint condition coins, especially those with original packaging or certified by grading services such as PCGS or NGC, may fetch $2 to $5 for standard uncirculated coins, while proof versions can reach $8 to $12 or more depending on demand. The coin's significance comes less from monetary value and more from its place in modern numismatic history as a continued homage to President Kennedy. For collectors, key points to consider include the coin's strike quality, luster, and absence of contact marks. Kennedy half dollars from Philadelphia in 2017 are often sought after by those completing modern half dollar sets. While this coin lacks the silver content of pre-1971 issues, it serves as a tangible continuation of a historic American series. Its role in educational coin sets, commemorative collections, and as a gift to mark historical milestones ensures that it remains a relevant collectible, bridging the gap between mid-20th century history and contemporary numismatic interest.